What's up, guys? It's September 11th, 2025. We're going to do a 10-minute breakdown of the E-mini where we talk about pullbacks, entries, and market structure. So stay tuned. I'm going to make it quick and give you a lot of information. I want to give a quick shout out to the members and subscribers. I appreciate you guys tuning in. So yeah, let's get into it. Weekly chart, daily chart. Had a nice trend today. I really like the trend from a structural perspective. We have the breakout. That's the start of the market cycle. Then we pull back. It's very shallow. You can buy the close or buy within the lower half of this first bear bar, and you're going to catch that second leg. Then we got the second leg. I got a deeper pullback. Let me change the pips. So yeah, look, we got that deeper pullback on the second leg. Bears get short here, short up here, get filled right here. You sit through like a couple points of drawdown for a few minutes, and then you hit your target. And then look at the third leg. This is where I was like, wow, that's impressive. First breakout, buy the close. Second breakout, or second leg, buy the pullback. Third leg, which generally the probabilities change. But look, you can buy the high of the bar right here with a tight stop. I would have a, if I was going to take this trade, my stop would be right around here with a mental stopper below this tick. And then yeah, you put a limit order here, you get filled on a deep pullback, and then you target the recent high. If this was your target, you would sit through about 2.5 hours of trading range. But nonetheless, I just really like the first 3 legs of the day because of it fits the market cycle, it fits the pullback length, and then after that third leg we went sideways. So everything was just structurally presentable or nice looking. Weekly chart, daily chart. Weekly chart, we had a good bull leg. We had a bear leg here. That bulls bought it. They saw it as a pullback. Then we've been going sideways. We had a double bottom, push 1, pullback, push 2, and then the market broke out. We are trading at all-time highs. That really shouldn't affect how anyone trades because the legs at all-time highs are the same legs on any day. We'll just pick a random day. Okay, here's the random day. Leg 1, breakout. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3, trading range behavior. Then we get the breakout. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3, trading range behavior. Don't know where we are within the, oh, it's June 11th actually. Let's see. What, this is June 11th, right? Yeah, June 11th, May, June. Oh, let me do on the big chart. So right here, June 11th. June 11th, we count this, it had the same market cycle, had the same leg count as all-time highs. So that really shouldn't be affecting anyone. And the only reason I bring that up is because I like to go on social media, Twitter and crap. And I saw a bunch of people today. I'm trying to get short, and I'm like, I don't know about that. And in all fairness, I did open up a lotto play right at the end of the day above this bar or on this bar, a short play for tomorrow, but I'm rolling the profits over, so with the option account. So I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, but I'm just talking about specifically for leg count, it's the same. The structure's the same. Yeah, so we're pretty far away from the EMA. Really nice bull bar. Bulls have had multiple legs up. They're getting that breakout now. So bears want this to be a 2-bar reversal. Bulls want to keep rallying. Here's the trading range. It's kind of sideways. It's a wedge top. And then bulls get the breakout. This bar looks like a shot to get leg 2. There's a tail on this bar. So bears that get short here, they're going to have to short higher to get out of break even. So this is just under the high of yesterday's bar is the bears break even price now. Bears short here, they're going to short higher, and they're going to target here to get out break even. If bears start to buy back shorts, we know bulls are going to attempt to get that leg 2. If bears sell higher and start to make money in this bottom half, then we know we're falling back into this trading range. So we'll see what happens. New high, sold off, new high, sold off, new high, sold off, new high. Kind of sold off, but it started to rally. So this could be one big bar on a 4-day chart. Look at the weekly chart, it's one big bar. So we'll see how tomorrow ends. I do think bulls want to get a good close. this position, I'm just looking for a scalp in the morning, so I could gap out, take profits right away, and we'll see what happens. Anyways, I said this breakdown's gonna be 10 minutes, and I'm 5 minutes into the video, so let's get to it. We have a breakout, bar one, follow through. It has a tail, so bears got short here. They're gonna want to short higher to get out break even. Problem is they actually made money on bars 2 and 3. The unfortunate bear that shorted 3 and 4 is now going to get trapped with bars 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I like this. I was very willing to not scalp today, so I bought a big position here. I bought a smaller position here and a very small position on bar 27, and then I got out on bar 72. And the reason for that was we have a gap up, we have a little bit of overlap, but then look at the gaps here. We have 2, 3 gaps in a row with follow through. Bar 9, it's a shallow reversal. It's the first trend line break, and I just hit it. I just bought the bar because I didn't think we were gonna get 50% pullback. I did market order all these pullbacks. I didn't have limit orders, but I was doing it as they were selling. So we have a nice gap up, 2 gaps, and follow through. Bar 9 is the first pullback. It's okay to buy the close and target the recent high. You make your scalp there, or you could hold for a bigger swing. I was holding for 1-to-1, but that was being very optimistic. Once I saw this price action, I was just holding for a new high, and that came close with 73. Maybe bulls finish the job tomorrow or the overnight session. It's not too far away. 6,600 is a handle, so, and they hit that. So leg 1, shot to get a second leg. You can scalp it, or you could hold for a swing higher. Let's count the legs here. There are 4 bars within leg 1. That's 8 bars. Okay, there's 14 bars between legs 2 and 3. So if there's like 4 or 5 bars in leg 1, your trade expectancy could be for a swing could be maybe 8 to 10 bars. You want to double the amount of bars in the subsequent legs. But if you're scalping, that's different. If you look back at my scalps, I generally get in and out. A good scalp, the best scalps are 1 to 2 bars, bang, bing, bang. So like, here's a good example. 3 bars, pulls back, and I'm out within 4 bars. My back testing study says for these 50% pullbacks, most trades are about 7 to 8 bars, so that's okay. Anyways, breakout, shallow pullback. It's a bull flag. Bears get short here. They're trapped. They're going to short more here. They get their opportunity to get out break even on bar 12. The market rallies 13, 14, and 15. It produces another gap. So now bulls have multiple gaps open with a gap up. The EMA is sloped up. It's not good to be looking for shorts above. We're above the higher time frame EMA. Lower time frame EMA has a good slope to it. This is kind of running parallel, but you can see a bit of a triangle here. So as this becomes more of a triangle, you know, a triangle compared to the EMA. How do I say this? So there's the trend line, right? It's about parallel with the EMA, and then over here in this region, it starts to become a triangle, and we're in the third leg, so you can expect a deeper pullback, because if it starts to become a bigger triangle, then we know we're getting farther away from the EMA. Here's an example. Just draw a trend line from here to here. You guys see how it's a triangle instead of a parallel? Where's something parallel? Oh, here's another good example. Connect the lows. Actually, this kind of got, I want to find more, well, you guys know what parallel looks like. It's kind of parallel up until bar 20, 21, and then third leg gets put in. That's also trading range behavior, and it pulls back to the EMA. 13, 14, 15, shot to get a leg 2, and we get that leg 2. So leg 1, pull back leg 2, pull back leg 3, but this is strong enough for its own second leg, 20 and 21. Climactic price action, 20, 21, 22. 22 is a big bar. I think it's good to take profits here. We can call this a profit maximizing bar because it's rallying and it's moving quickly in the third leg. So although we did go higher here and here, you know, I was looking for a 1-to-1 today. So you could argue that I mismanaged my trade because there was a lot of scalping opportunities here, and I could have netted a lot more points instead of just holding, but I was kind of lazy. 22 is profit maximizing bar. Definitely start to think about getting out around 23, 24. And you do make a little bit of money at 25. 26, 27, 28. bear bar, or excuse me, it's a bear channel. It's the first bear channel out of this entire thing. So that's a landmark that lets us know that we've now transitioned into a trading range. I'm gonna speed this up. We are at the 10-minute mark. Breakout, first opposite bars channel, we channel higher. First time the opposite side makes money, we're in a trading range. And then you can see we went sideways for the rest of the day. Shot to get second leg down, but we're trading range behavior, so you want to sell on the upper half of this. I wouldn't sell here, I wouldn't sell here. I think selling right around here is okay. And even then, I wouldn't take that trade because of how much bullish price action we have. If you shorted anywhere around here, your stop would be up here, and you actually would not ever get your 1-to-1. But you also wouldn't get stopped out, and you have a lot of time to scalp out. Anyways, let's say you catch the leg 2 of 21 and 22, and then you get filled right above this high on 28, and then you catch leg 1, pull back leg 2, pull back leg 3. Bears get 3 legs down, leg 1, pull back leg 2, pull back leg 3. It puts us into a tight trading range for pretty much the rest of the day. Tight trading range, traders are getting trapped. Bulls get buy up here, they're trapped on 45, they buy more lower, scalp out here. Bears are shorting the highs here, bears are getting trapped here. Bears at C48 think it's a reversal bar if the 3 pushes up. Short here, they short more here, get out break even. Leg 1, pull back leg 2 for the bulls. Bulls that buy here, buy more, are gonna buy, so they buy 47, they buy 48, they get out break even. Leg 1, pull back leg 2. Or you could even say a second leg trap for the bulls. Leg 1, pull back leg 2. Bears short up here, they get their second leg down here. Then again, same situation. Bulls get trapped up here, they buy more lower, they make money on 54 and they hit out. Somewhat of a double top. We're pushing up, it's kind of a wedge top. And then it sells off with 2 to 3 legs down. Leg 1, pull back leg 2, pull back leg 3. Very shallow, right into support. Bears that short here are gonna have to short more up here to get out break even, and they do. See, they get short on 61, thinking it's gonna reverse down. Short higher, buy back shorts anywhere around here, and you catch a scalp 69 and 70. Market starts to become climactic. Bears that short the 69 low are going to short more here. Don't really get their break-even price, but it comes close enough for them to take a small loss. They buy back shorts. Climactic price action 72, 73, 74. Do it again. Bears see bar 71. They short here. They get trapped. They're going to get out a break-even right here, and then bang, you can scalp 76 and 77. I wouldn't trade around here. So yeah, pretty cool day. Out of all this, I actually had a red day trading futures because I took a hit last night on the overnight session, and I kind of told myself today I'm working against myself. If there's 1 or 2 good setups on the overnight session, it's not worth going into the RTH session red, because today was not an easy day, but I had an easier time trading today than the overnight session, so it's not worth me fighting myself. So for about a month or 2, I'm going to cut out the overnight session and see how my P&L does. And on a quick side note, Tradeify is changing out their payout rules. There's no more minimum days. You just got to follow consistency. They're increasing payouts. They're changing drawdown rules. I really like the way Tradeify is going. I still have my accounts with them, but I got to grind them up. And yeah, just think about Tradeify. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but one is definitely, I prefer Tradeify right now. And that's not to say I won't go with other firms later, but my main objective is to get 5 accounts with Tradeify and get them well above payout threshold and just start to get that momentum going again. So thank you for your time, everyone. We spilled over a little bit, 13, 14 minutes. Thank you for staying later. Hope you guys had a good day. It's Friday. Use your stop loss. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for your time. Bye.